Support from the show comes from Gameplayware. Gameplayware has a wide variety of nerdy and geek-related apparel. Go to www.gameplaydwear.bigcartel.com and use the promo code theb&btavern to get free shipping on clothes. Want cool dice sets and other tabletop accessories at a low price? Head on over to darksilverforge.com and use the promo code theb&btavern to get 15% off your purchase. And support from listeners like you. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. My name is Baylor Bands, and welcome to the B&B Tavern Show, Tavern Talk, where we take extraordinary people of truly extraordinary powers of voice acting and many other things to make imaginary friends with math, numbers, stats, and a bit of love. Like Build-A-Bear Workshop, you put a little heart in there in the back, you spin around, it's all that good childhood. Like I said, my name is Baylor Bands. This week, we have a freaking fantastic man right in our show. I'm going to let him introduce himself because of how powerful he is. That was really good. That was very good. Awesome. Oh, jeez, hold on. Okay, there we go. Gotta. Oh God, hold on 1 second. Gotta edit this out. Okay, cool. All right. So, can you say something?
Yes. Testing. Do we need to do the intro one more time?
Okay.
Hello, everybody. My name is Michael A. Zekas. I am a voice actor, and it is an absolute pleasure to be joining everyone today.
We got Michael in the building, y'all. It's about to go down. It's about to have a lot of fun. And we're using the proper rock-on cymbal hands with the proper gestures of raising the roof. It's a great thing. Why don't you tell some things that people might have heard you from?
All right, then. So, I am originally based out in New Jersey and New York. I am a voice actor. I've worked with Media Blasters in now 4 Japanese anime, so have worked on Holy Knight, Ladies vs. Butlers, Rio Rainbow Gate, and Juden-chan, all produced within the last 2 years. Have also worked on multiple games from Austin game dev studio Team Dogpit, such as the rhythmic fighting game Slam Fighter 2. Recently released a flight attendant simulator called Delenda Airlines, all about panic management, and you can live out your fantasies of having an absolute meltdown as a flight attendant. And recently... Oh yes, this one is fun. And recently released Remember, a psychological thriller by Michaela Laws, now out on Steam. It's I'll tell you, that one has been an absolute adventure. I love every project.
I'm sure you do. You have such an energy with you that I'm sure people really enjoy and appreciate. But it sounds like Remember is pretty, since it's coming out and very new and it's very significant. Do you want to explain a little bit more about Remember? What can we expect gameplay wise, or where can we find you yourself so we can get every second of your amazing talents?
Yes. So Remember, it was just released on Steam approximately, when was it released? It was about, it was a week and a half ago. And so this is a psychological thriller. It's the story of 5 friends in college, all of whom have been friends since their childhood. And while heading off to an event, all of them happen to be abducted, forced into an underground bunker, and brainwashed to where they can no longer remember their memories and are forced to now realize, how is it that we became friends and there's something that all of them have tried to hide from their memory for the last many years, and they're forced through a series of games to realize, what is it? It's...
Whoa.
Yeah, this one, it wonderful cast all around. The first time I played the game, I was getting shivers from it. Musician was excellent, Christopher Escalante, shout out to him. And all of my other work is over at michaelazekas.com. I'm also on Facebook and Twitter at Michael A. Zekas, and also mastodon.xyz for anyone who's been trying out the new social service, also at Michael A. Zekas.
Awesome, and definitely go check out his website. Not because it has all these amazing resumes and entries of documented accomplishments, but just because it's a really fancy website. I like the designs that it has. I love this sort of white framing you have for everything. It's very nice. It's very pretty, and so we are here. Speaking of framing, we're about to frame a picture of your first ever Dungeons and Dragons characters. This is your first one, right?
This is my first. I'm a complete Dungeons and Dragons baby, so please go gentle.
I will be as gentle as we can. We are a lot of people's first experience, so we're definitely going to be we're going to hold your hand and make sure that you feel absolutely comfortable through this journey creating your first character.
Thank you so much. Okay. Deep breaths. Yes.
Deep breaths. Take in, inhale. Exhale. Namaste, young Michael. We are here to make your first character.
Yes, let's rock.
Now, my only question is that even though this is your first Dungeons and Dragons experience, is this your first RPG tabletop experience in general?
First RPG of the scale of Dungeons and Dragons. I've done some tabletops. In fact, I've made a lot of friends in the last year that happen to love tabletops, finally getting exposure to it. So various merchant things. I'm trying to... Now I can't remember the names of them all of a sudden, but a lot of character-based stuff in terms of bluffing and... Yes, this is the first one of this kind.
All right, awesome. So this is going to be very exciting. So, like every episode, I'm going to run down like a 20Q personality test questionnaire, and we're about to create this character. So, are you ready to go, Michael?
Yes, I am ready.
Good. Let us begin. Starting out with the first question, not to sound like a Pokemon professor, but are you a boy, a girl, or other?
I am a boy.
You are a boy. Understood. Now is on to decide the race of your boy. Now, even though you have no RPG experience, I'm sure you'll be familiar with some of the medieval fantasy characters like elf and dwarf. But I'm going to be also listing some other things that you may have never heard before. But they may sound cool to you, and if that's the case, just let us know about that one, and we'll explain as much as you want. So, nice. I'm going to run these down like an auctioneer. So, are you ready to go?
Yes, I am ready.
Okay, you can be an Aarakocra, Ozimar, Bugbear, Dragonborn, Dwarf, Elf, Furbolg, Genocide, Gnome, Goblin, Goliath, Half-Elf, Half-Orc, Halfling, Hobgoblin, Human, Kenku, Kobold, Lizardfolk, Orc, Tabaxi, Tiefling, Triton, or Yuan-Ti.
Wowzers. Okay, where to start with that? So, out of curiosity, just thinking about the Half-Elf and the Halfling, curious about those two right up at the front.
Okay, so a half-elf is predominantly half-human, half-elf. A halfling is sort of an actual entire race of its own. To explain a little more, it is here. Let us get the description. So halflings are about 3 feet tall, very short. It's kind of implied with the whole thing. So let's see here. I'm just trying to pull up sort of a better explanation of their origin, but they are a race of their own that is sort of bred more into this. So actually, this is actually a good time for me to get the book so we can explain this. So while I'm doing that, 10-second challenge, tell a joke to the audience. Go!
All right, then. 10-second joke, and I'm actually stalling for time as I'm trying to think. Joke. Silly things. Drat. Well,
But
it
B
was
plus
worth
for
the attempt.
effort. B plus for effort. For sure.
Vamping for time.
I mean, it worked. So let's see here. Starting on. So let's see. Halfling is a great, interesting one. Very, very good old classic. Page 26. I should have not stolen time for that one, but it's all good in the hood because everybody loves us for who we are. It's acceptance week over here in the good old wonderful world of Oz. Okay, so halfling skins. Let's see. The diminutive halflings. Though some halflings live out their days of remote agriculture, love, peace, food, heart. Okay, so they're very jovial creatures. They blend into the crowd because they're short. Most halflings live in small, peaceful. They look along the lines of this.
Ah, I see. Okay, I would possibly
Very
run a
short
little.
folk.
Yeah, possibly running a little short. I'm thinking in terms of the races, some of the more curious about some of the animalistic ones. I know there were a few that you had named at the end, and where to start with them? I'm envisioning someone who's approximately somewhere around 5'10", 5'11", probably of average height, medium build, able to blend in, but something is a bit different.
Something's a bit different. Okay. Well, what kind of animal are you looking for? Are you looking for cold-blooded, warm-blooded, a bird?
Warm-blooded. Definitely warm-blooded.
Warm-blooded. Okay. Now you got you have tabaxi, which is sort of cat like humanoids of cheetah-looking origin. You have let's see here. Kind of looking around, looking at the list of races. That's predominantly the only sort of animal-like humanoid that is warm-blooded. Because there's Triton, which are the serpentine folks. I'm sorry, Wanti, which are the serpentine, and Triton, which are the fish folk. And then you have some bird people, Arakakra, like an eagle, and then Kenku, which are ravens.
Okay. Now, actually, I think leaning back to it's either half elf or probably half orc. And is there something that one would feel for one versus the other? Half elf.
Half orc is more of a brute strength kind of person, but a little more but the brute strength has a little more brains. And then a half elf is sort of a very safe way to play if you're very new to the game. People recommend half elf if you want to try to be something of some fey descent or magical descent, but are still new to the game. But a half orc is also a good choice as well because you can be half elf, half orc as well, and that sort of means you're more on the brute strength of things.
Thinking back to martial arts and the various moves I used to do, gonna do half elf, half orc.
Okay, and what martial arts did you used to do that
I used to do
you?
I used to do the Korean art Tung Sudo, so very strong movements, and was a second-degree black belt. The various forms that I'd went through, yeah, it was an exercise. Of course, a lot of getting your butt kicked, as the master was wont to do, and that's how you learn: 1, defend yourself; 2, learn your technique properly.
And I mean, I'll make sure to stay on your good side then. Now, how old do you want your half orc to be?
Probably about 25.
Okay, 25 is a good age. Good age. How tall do you want them to be?
Gonna go a little bit about 6 foot, 6 foot, 6'1".
6 foot even. It is.
Yeah.
All right. Are they more of a delicate frame, or are they more of a muscular?
Leaning somewhat towards quiet moving but muscular.
Okay. So they have a lot of upper body strength, to sort of sneak around and be able to climb from wall to wall. Very Assassin's Creed-like. Now, here's the thing. This is your moral compass. This is your alignment. Now, there's lawful good, lawful neutral, lawful evil, neutral good, true neutral, neutral evil, chaotic good, chaotic neutral, and chaotic evil.
Having friends who are into D&D, I'm always being pushed towards the lawful side. So it either goes towards lawful good or lawful... 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 Yes. You know what? What the heck? Lawful good.
Lawful good. You are a good boy that is saving the world one swift punch at a time.
Just like my Japanese animes.
Yeah. Especially butlers versus some. What is it? What versus butlers?
Ladies versus butlers.
Ladies versus butlers, because we've had a couple of people from there that have come on already, and like I've heard it a few times, and I'm just like, this sounds like such an interesting anime. Like,
yeah, I'm sorry, you were saying?
No, go ahead. I was just like, go ahead, tell me.
I'll say it's an anime. It's an anime about a dude who appears to be a punk who ends up in a school to become trained to become a butler for aristocratic ladies. It's very gratuitous, just a heads up, 16 plus, please. But it's a very silly series about just nobility and kind of good behavior. And the funny thing is, actually, I always end up getting I often get cast as villains or punks, so it kind of balances out in a funny sort of way.
Fair enough, and now you have become such a gentleman yourself for gracing us on our show. So now is on to the classes. This will decide how you fight or how you go about socializing and whatnot, and how people perceive you.
Okay.
There's a bunch of different classes, but they all have subclasses. So here's the list of classes of themselves as a whole.
Yes.
Barbarian, Bard, Cleric, Druid, Fighter, Monk, Paladin, Ranger, Rogue, Sorcerer, Warlock, or Wizard.
May I ask about the Cleric and the Rangers, please?
Okay, Clerics are holy people that wear a good amount of armor, and they are the healers of the group.
Okay.
If you ever play Overwatch, Mercy would be considered a Cleric.
Okay.
A Druid is a vegan wizard. Basically, I call them that because they use the elements of the earth to cast magical spells and whatnot.
Okay, and out of curiosity, the Ranger.
You asked the Ranger. I'm sorry, I thought you said Druid.
It's all good.
The Ranger is what would be considered the one that is. If you're in the woods, you want a Ranger. Also, on top of that, Rangers are known to be predominantly very skilled with the bow.
Okay. I think I'm going to lean towards a Cleric.
A Cleric?
Yes.
Now, are you, like... Okay, so now, why did your character become a Cleric?
Becoming a Cleric out of a sense of justice and bringing order. It's very important to me to find... Frankly, for the reason I went into my craft is... to be healing everyone. I want to create art and create inspiration as something so that for anyone else in darkness, for anyone else that's in a bad place, whatever the case might be, so that it's uplifting and someone who can be able to help hold as a bellwether against the proverbial storm.
Nice. And like, so this is more of a sense of like, I want to help people instead of like, my parents died and I want to help. It's a less sad story. I like that.
Yeah, a little bit less tragic, but just please let me be the strength that someone was able to be for me. Believe in you who believes in me. Wait, never mind. I botched that one. Anyway, onward.
Long story short, I'm trying to be Mr. Rogers of the D&D world.
Yes, let's go off to the land of make-believe.
Yeah, hey, that is exactly what we do in D&D. It's perfect. So, now, here's the thing where, like, usually stats come in, but I'm going to ask you in description-wise. So, is your character physically strong?
Somewhat, yes.
Okay. Are they dexterous? remembering that they have holy armor.
Holy armor,
Not
only
to the
moderate.
sense of like a paladin. A paladin has super heavy armor. They sort of have
Yeah.
just chainmail.
So moderately dexterous, not they're not the musclehead who will be able to take out everything with a single swing, but they're not quite so heavily equipped that they cannot move.
Okay. Do they have good stamina?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. Are they intelligent?
Yes, very bookish, reading up on a lot of information that they can get their hands on.
Nice. Are they wise?
Difference between wisdom and intelligence.
Intelligence means you have knowledge of something. Wise means you have the capabilities and social skills of now. Like, you are very perceptive. You're able to perceive things around the room. If you have a device that you want to investigate, you can investigate a little further, see if there's secret compartments.
Yes, it's necessary to be observant, so wiseness is strong, yes.
Now, are they very charismatic?
Moderately charismatic, but also bristly. With a certain type, they're charismatic.
Bristly? That's a new word I've never heard of.
There's some personalities in which the cleric will get along very well with, and there's some at which I'll say, look, dummy, will you just get in order? We have a mission we gotta get done.
Right. All right, that's fair. That's fair. He knows when to be soft and gentle, and when to be hard and rigid and strict.
Oh,
All
yes.
right, cool. I like that. Now, you have a thing called proficiencies in your list of skills. You have to roll dice for your skills to perform certain actions to see if you succeed, like climbing a wall, finding a secret door. So one of the things that you're proficient right now, because of the history of your character, is you're proficient in being intimidating. You are great at handling animals. And
Yes.
you are great at survival. So, like, if somebody was in the woods and you were like, "Can you find these animal tracks?" You're like, "No problem."
Yes.
So now, but you have two more things you could be proficient in, which means you get a higher bonus when you roll your d20, and you get a higher number to add on to that. So you're more likely to succeed. So you could be more successful with religion, persuasion, medicine, insight, or history, and you could choose two of these.
Could you read them to me one more time, please?
Sure thing. History, insight, medicine, persuasion, or religion.
It's going to be a case of medicine and history. No, medicine and insight.
Ooh, okay, you gotta read that body language.
Yes.
Okay, yes, that's definitely important. All right, cool. So, all right, you have your trusty mace, and now, time to figure out what kind of god would you like your cleric to serve. What is the goals that drive? Like, what kind of god would represent him?
It would be a god where. The god that would represent my cleric is one that is a warm god, is one of morals and behavior, but at the same time a lot of freedom. So it is existence, and we are one with God, and it is therefore our responsibility to be a reflection of God for the greatness to encourage others
Now, there
into
are
our
multiple,
sphere.
just so you know.
Okay.
There's a million of them. There's literally a god for everything, or goddess. So the god you're talking about is one of the original gods, Baylor. Baylor, the god of the sun and truth. So that seems to be the most applicable one, if you will. So with that, you have that now.
Yes.
And the question, we've answered every single question except for one. What is your name? Such a sigh.
First name or first name and last name?
First and last. Unless you want like a title.
It will be... My name.
Oh, what's in the name?
I feel...
You have a very relaxing voice, and the sighs, they kind of make me go cold. Like, I get really scared. It's like, oh god, is like a dragon coming or something? They're very dragon-y deep breaths.
Yes, of course, channeling if I had a monster element to it, but that'll be for another game.
Yeah.
Mizrael the Steadfast.
Whoa, that's a cool name. Mizrael?
Yes, Mizrael.
Mizrael the Steadfast. Stead?
Yes.
Okay. And is that one word, steadfast?
Yes.
What is the steadfast?
Always able to hold my ground.
Ah, okay. That's cool. And how does Mizrael sound as a voice actor? This is your character that you have created that you can voice.
One who is very soothing generally. Very well thought out with all of my words. I approach every action with a reasonable amount of tact going into it. However, if someone is being difficult, I shall tell you up front.
Ooh. Ooh, that sounds like a really cool dude. I like him.
And nothing but power when going into a mission. Ready, rally, boom.
Whoa. It's good confidence going guy. He's your life coach when you need him. And with that, Mizrael has been born. Huzzah!
Yes.
Huzzah!
Huzzah!
Huzzah! And with
Huzzah.
that, Michael, where can people find you?
Everyone can find me at michaelazekas.com, my personal website. Again, I'm on Facebook, also at Michael A. Zekas voice actor. Twitter at Michael A. Zekas, and also mastodon.xyz at Michael A. Zekas.
Well, there you have it. And if you like people like Michael, please go check him out. And Michael is amazing, so you definitely should check out Michael. And if you like stuff like that, please like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell. If you do, we don't want to force you, but if you do, we definitely appreciate the support. And go check out our sponsors. Thank you so much to Gameplaywear, and thank you so much to Dark Silverforge for day in, day out sponsoring this show. And with that being said, we will see you guys in the next episode. Michael, it was so fun having you, and it was an honor to have you, sir.
Baylor, it's been an absolute pleasure, and to all, I look forward to our mission.
See you guys in the next episode.
Oh yeah!
Goodbye.
Doodles.